My name's Laura and I'm definitely a diva. Having the tendency to be a diva and a little bit extra and over the top, I love to personalize things, for example, my headphones. But as you might be seeing, they look a bit sad. And I really like those stars, as you can see, I even have them on my hands. And I thought, why not abuse the knowledge that I have and make this a 3D design that I can just glue on my headphones. So that's what we're going to do today. First question comes from georgiadu.anthe. I hope I did not butcher this, I am so sorry. And they ask, what are the challenges you face while doing a PhD? Well, I think I'm gonna start on my own personal experience, which, to be fair, while everyone's experience is unique, a lot of PhD experiences have this overlap in one way or another. And I think for me, there is a duality to the challenge because I did not do my background in engineering or like something science heavy. Like I did my undergrad in English literature and musicology, and a lot of the knowledge that is quite fairly expected to be had at this stage I don't necessarily have. So sometimes I get very insecure. This insecurity is a very big challenge for a lot of people, I've noticed, even those that did do a background in STEM or even did a bachelor's exactly in the same field as their PhD. Because when you do start on this journey, there is not, you kind of have to find something that is completely new. And if something is completely new, yes, there's not a lot of people that can tell you that it's wrong, but there's a lot of around knowledge where people are like, okay, but this is impossible. But the more you work into your project, the more of a specialist you become. And I think that's a very dual-sided sword where, yes, you have a lot of knowledge and that others don't, but this also means that you can't really ask anyone for help. Which is something that I have struggled with a bit. I can't lie. Especially when it comes to mathematics, because I have such a weird background that I can't really ask the questions about, okay, how does this specific feature extraction methodology, for example, work? And some of them I have to start with the bare bottoms of algebra. Like, yes, I have an idea of how a polynomial works. I also was convinced I never have to deal with them again. So that's a big challenge. Basically, math and mental health. The pitfall of every high school student is still my pitfall at 28. Supernova Sam asks, what do you love most about having moved to London? And I'm not gonna lie, this is like, I've moved to London 6 years ago. I think what I love most about London is that I can just be me. Like, yes, I could be me in any other place of the world, but I am not a very perceptive person, right? I don't really notice when people look at me. But at home, I do notice it because they are not even trying to be subtle about it. Like, even now, sometimes I go home and people see me, and I kid you not, and I wish I was lying. Last summer, was walking through the town with my mum, and some lady clutched her pearls looking at me, like... And that lady didn't even know that I'm a gay autistic scientist. I think she might have fainted. And I think That's what I love most about London. Nobody really cares. Like, nobody gives you a second look over. And or even if they do it in a way that I don't notice, which is a blessing. And also, I have the opportunities that I was told I wouldn't get if I get tattoos or piercings or just speak up online or just generally be me. And I always said I don't want to have a job where I can't be me, which at the time when I said this, it seemed like there was a bit more flexibility in the job market, where right now it's a bit of a hellscape. It's more tricky, obviously. Yes, I'm higher qualified and I'm getting one of the highest qualifications you can get, but so do many other people. And I am now stuck in a timeline where having a PhD is like a very dual-sided sword, because on the one hand people are like, oh, we want someone who's super duper experienced and knows everything and can do all of these jobs. Hello? But we don't want to pay them that way, which is like, I'm not doing this for money. I mean, everyone is doing everything for money because that's the world we live in. But I don't think I could get a job the way I am anywhere but London. No. Yes, no. Okay, let's go with this. It's not perfect. It's very far from perfect. But it's also not perfect, you know? Like, it's like the world. Actually, no, the world is in a horrendous state. So, forget what I said. Cambridge.1 asks, do you have any shows or movies that are a guilty pleasure? I mean, I don't really believe in guilty pleasures, but I also know what you mean when you're asking this question. And I think... Oh, okay. But this is like niche-ish. Maybe in an English-speaking country, not necessarily in Germany, but every time I'm home, one thing I love to watch with my mum is a show called Shopping Queen, with an amazing concept where basically there's 5 ladies. It's a bit like Come Dine With Me, but with shopping and a theme. So everyone gets a theme. There's like a theme for the week, and then you get 4 hours, €500, and you're meant to do a complete like look from clothes and get your makeup done and get your hair done and shoes. Like, basically you're not allowed to wear anything on the runway that you didn't buy. Like, yes, of course, underwear and stuff like that, but you're meant to showcase this theme, and it's just so fun, partially because some people have horrible taste, like objectively, as objective as I can be, but it's like, Lara_RTZ09 asks, what would you recommend for a first tattoo? Been thinking about getting one. Now, this is not the perfect fit to show that I am quite tattooed, but I am. Pinky promise. And for me, my first tattoo was this owl. I'm going to take a better shot in a second, and then... My first tattoo was this owl that I had wanted since I was like 14. So that was a pretty easy choice for me, but it is quite big. I think for a first tattoo, there's this idea that, oh, you can't do anything big for your first tattoo because what if you regret it and then you have this big tattoo, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but what if you don't? If you have something that you really like and you think, wow, this is so cool, I want to have this on my body forever, and even if you change your mind about it, it's still a representation of what you were like at that moment. Like, I have some pretty weird tattoos that are a bit wonky, made by people I don't even talk to anymore, but unless I really don't want to be associated with what they are saying, I don't really cover tattoos. Well, I've got one covered that I like, but it was done not so well and it was very visible, so I changed it. What I'm trying to say, for your first tattoo, do something that you in that moment really like. If it's something small, lovely. If it's something big, don't be deterred to do that, because sometimes that's just who you are. And if you get a small tattoo as your first tattoo and you're like, oh, but I don't know if I like this, and you stop, then that's kind of sad, because maybe you could have liked getting tattoos more and then you could have looked really, really cool. Schminzendwitz asks, any new fandom obsessions recently? Well, new is a strong word. I think my most current one is very much, well, it's March 2026, and 6 months ago, 2 YouTubers that I've been watching for like 12 years, like on and off, came out, and it activated me like a sleeper agent. So that's been pretty big on the forefront of my mind. And I mean, obviously, I recently finished my first watch of Buffy, and that was life-changing, life-altering, like, oh my god. I didn't want to watch Buffy for a very long time, even though I knew I was going to love it, mostly because there were crucifixes. And not just so I'm like a vampire, but they make me really uncomfortable, because Catholic upbringing. But once I overcame that, and I saw that there is a lesbian science witch, sold. Absolutely sold. So I'm currently watching Angel for the first time. It's a bit of a slower watch, but it's quite funny because the actor of Angel, I first watched him in Bones, which is one of my favourite shows in the whole wide world. And sometimes it's, you know, when you're little dissociative and you see an actor that you associate with something completely different, and you're like, Booth, what are you doing here? Why are you being a mopey little... Oh, yeah, no, this is Angel. Okay, never mind. So, yeah, I think those are the most recent obsessions. I didn't even narrow it down. I'm just talking about my average ones. But yes, no new ones as of that, sadly. Like, yes, Buffy is new-ish, but that's it. So it's a new day, it's a new dawn, it's a new life, and I am going to print the 3D stars now, and hopefully it's not going to give me any grief. And now we wait. Okay, so it's done, and now it's like taking it out of the oven. Just PLA. And now I'm going to do this again because I have 2 sides. But look at this little guy. Hi guys! So I didn't film the gluing on bit because my camera died. RIP. I mean, not literally, just the battery went out. But you can see here that they look badass. I mean, can you actually? So these are the final product, and they feel very appropriate, very cool. Yeah, as you can see, the glued on bit is a bit tricky, but I am quite happy with the final product. And yeah, I'm gonna go out to a concert now, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!